and a warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News Cycle in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. President Bola Tinubu has expressed immense grief at the news of the passing of NTA broadcaster Aisha Bello Mustafa, who was one of the great icons of the Nigerian broadcast media. This is according to a statement issued on Monday by Ajuri Ngalale, Special Advisor to President on Media and Publicity. It said the President extended his deepest condolences to her family, friends and colleagues, including the management and staff of the Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's largest television network and broadcasting organization of Nigeria. Her legacy in broadcast journalism lives on in the rich news archives she leaves behind and her contributions to the development of broadcasting in Nigeria. She brought news to life and will continue to be a beacon to inspire generations in the beautiful art of broadcasting. President Tinubu prayed God to grant the soul of the departed eternal rest and comfort for those who mourn. And President Bola Tinubu, who left Abuja earlier today, has arrived at Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, to attend Army Annual Conference. Earlier today, the President left the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. This will be President Tinubu's first visit to the northern eastern region of the country since taking the oath of office. As the special guest of honor, he would attend the Nigerian Army Annual Conference. President Bola Tinubu and the 36 governors will tomorrow sign an agreement that will reform the health sector. The Health Renewal Pact, involving some international partners, is the climax of this year's World Universal Health Coverage UHC Day. The partners include the World Health Organization, WHO, the CEOs of Gavi, the Global Fund Against Tuberculosis and Malaria, and Bill and Melinda Gates. The leadership of the Nigerian Senate on Sunday announced the donation of 109 million naira, being the December salary of members, to the victims of the accidental bombing in Tudumbiri village, Igapi, local government area of Kaduna State. The Deputy Senate President, Barrow Jibrin, made the announcement when he led a delegation of the Senate on a sympathy visit to the Kaduna State Governor, Senator Uba Sani. Speaking on behalf of the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, the Deputy Senate President told the Kaduna Governor that they were in the state to commiserate with him over the unfortunate incident which occurred on the 3rd of November. He said the Senate was greatly disturbed by the incident and the 109 senators had therefore decided to donate their December salaries, amounting to 109 million naira, to the victims of the incident. Members of the Northern Caucus of the House of Representatives have pledged to complement the federal government's effort at rebuilding Tudumbiri community that was recently bombed by the military with facilities worth about 350 million naira. The leader of the caucus, Honorable Al-Hassan Doguwa, who disclosed this in a statement after a visit of the caucus to the community, also announced a donation of about 45 million naira to victims of the bombing. Doguwa commended the Tinubu-led federal government for promptly reaching out to victims and for taking charge of the victims' welfare. He appealed to the affected community and the leaders to remain calm and law-abiding while thanking the government and Governor of Kaduna State for keeping to their responsibility of protecting law and order in the state. The crisis rocking the Rivers State House of Assembly took a new turn on Monday, with 27 members defecting from the ruling People's Democratic Party in the state to the All Progressives Congress, APC. The lawmakers cited division within the PDP as the primary reason for their defection to the APC. The affected lawmakers are alleged to be those loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. The lawmakers, it was gathered, held plenary around 8 a.m. on Monday, where the decision was made, where they sat under tight security mounted at the entrance of the Assembly complex along Moscow Road in Port Harcourt. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, said its Gwagwalada, Kuaba and Apo 132 kV transmission line 1 in Abuja Axis has been attacked by suspected vandals. TCN disclosed this on Monday via a press statement, noting that the transmission line was vandalized between Tower 23 and Tower 25. The vandalization of the line, the statement said, was suspected to have taken place at about 1 a.m. on Sunday when bulk power supply on the line was cut off, necessitating an early morning investigation by TCN linesmen. The statement released by Ndidimba, the TCN General Manager, Public Affairs, stated that investigations revealed a vandalized portion of the line route between Tower 23 and Tower 25. Mba added that the vandals had also carted away conductors, causing a power outage at Kukwaba Transmission Substation. He revealed, however, that the TCN has restored bulk power supply to Kukwaba Substation as a temporary solution through Apo Substation, even as arrangements were underway to repair the affected line. And you're watching Global TV News Cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the news cycle returns, CBN suspends processing fees on large cash deposits. The news continues shortly with details of this and other stories right after this break. Please stay with us. My water. Welcome back. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. On the foreign scene, the UN's climate chief, Simon Stiell, has urged countries at the COP28 meeting on Monday to lift unnecessary tactical blockades 24 hours before the official end of talks in Dubai that are focused on a deal to phase out fossil fuels. Any strategic landmines that blow it up for one, blow it up for all, he told reporters. He urged countries to remain ambitious as they seek a way to preserve the goal of checking global warming at no more than 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Talks have intensified over calls to phase out fossil fuels, the top culprits in the planet's worsening crisis, but oil producers led by Saudi Arabia have put up tough resistance. The United Nations General Assembly will meet on Tuesday to discuss the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Officials of diplomats said after the United States last week vetoed a Security Council resolution for a ceasefire. A special meeting of the General Assembly has been called by the representatives for Egypt and Mauritania in their respective capacities as chair of the Arab Group and chair of the Organization for Islamic Cooperation. A spokesperson for the Assembly president recorded, according to diplomatic sources, the General Assembly, whose resolutions are non-binding, could vote on a text for a ceasefire resolution at the meeting. On Friday, the U.S. blocked the ceasefire resolution, which came after UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called an emergency meeting of the Security Council, deploying the rarely used Article 99 of the UN Charter to bring to the Council's attention any matter which, in his opinion, may threaten the maintenance of international peace and security. Russia's Central Election Commission has approved the forthcoming presidential election to be held in partially occupied Ukraine regions. According to a report on Monday, the CEC may hold elections in areas that are subject to martial law, but only after first conferring with the Defense Ministry and FSB. The next year's presidential election is scheduled for March 15th to 17th. Christmas celebration in Bethlehem, the birthplace of Jesus Christ, are facing significant limitations with this year due to the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. Churches in the West Bank, the Holy Land of Christianity, have called for subdued festivities to acknowledge the suffering experienced by Palestinians in the Gaza Strip and West Bank following Israel's response to Hamas' attack on October 7. The Black Saturday attack by Hamas on October 7 resulted in the loss of 1,200 lives, mostly Israeli civilians. In retaliation, Israel launched a forceful response aimed at eliminating Hamas, but it has led to the deaths of thousands of civilians, with approximately 70% being women and children. In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has suspended the processing fees on large cash deposits, a release by the Acting Director of Supervision, Adetona Adedeji, on Monday revealed. The new development under the guide of charges by banks, other financial institutions and non-bank financial institutions issued on December 20, 2019, affects deposits above 500,000 naira for individual accounts and 3 million naira for corporate accounts. The suspension shall remain in effect until April 30th, 2024. The CBN had in 2019 declared that it will begin a levy bank customers making cash deposits and withdrawals as part of its efforts to reduce cash in use. The CBN also made known that for corporate accounts, the deposits, money banks will charge 5% processing fees for withdrawals and 3% processing fees for lodgement of amounts above 3 million naira. Nigeria recorded a foreign trade surplus of 1.89 trillion naira in the third quarter of 2023, surpassing the 708.9 billion naira trade balance in Q2 2023 and overturning the deficit of 409.4 billion naira recorded in corresponding period of 2022. This represents the fourth consecutive quarter of positive international trade balance for Nigeria, bringing the aggregate balance to a surplus of 3.52 trillion naira in the first 9 months of 2023. This is according to the recently released foreign trade report by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS. Especially crude oil exports jumped by 71% from 5 trillion naira in Q2 2023 to a record of 8.54 trillion naira in the review period. Between January and September this year, Nigeria has made 19.7 trillion from the exportation of crude oil compared to 16.2 trillion naira as of the same period in 2022. Interestingly, the 8.54 trillion in Q3 2023 represents the highest on record based on Nairalytics data. However, despite these improvements, the breakdown of Nigeria's export components paints a rather grim picture of the nation's trade economy and the manufacturing sector specifically. The federal government has decided to waive customs duty and value-added tax on the importation of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, also known as cooking gas, and its associated equipment. This action aims to bring down the cost of cooking gas across the country. This is according to a letter written to several government agencies. The Ministry of Finance conveyed this decision in a letter dated November 28, 2023. Addressed to several officials, including the Special Advisor to President on Energy, the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, and the Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Wale Edo, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, signed the letter. The federal government has revealed that it is working towards increasing the country's current production level of coconut from 224,186 metric tons to 500,000 metric tons by 2025. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, disclosed this during the 2023 10th International Coconut Festival, Agum Fest, held in Badagry, Lagos. The minister, who noted that Nigeria was presently ranked 19th in the world among coconut-producing countries, said that increasing Nigeria's production level of coconut is capable of making a great economic impact in the country. The federal government is planning to rehabilitate and construct 1,925 roads and highways across the country in the 2024 budget proposal, according to findings. The government also allocated 548.56 billion naira for roads construction in 2024, with the East-West and Benin-Akure roads getting 2 billion naira and 3.75 billion naira respectively. This is, however, separate from the 288.44 billion naira allocated for the modernization of 329 roads and bridges in the 2023 supplementary budget. The road projects to be executed under the Ministry of Works also indicated the provision of 1.5 billion naira for the removal of overgrown vegetations on some federal roads. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Works has instructed contractors who have been owed to approach the ministry with relevant documents between December 12th and December 2022, 2023. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, and the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Petroleum Regulatory Commission arrived at the National Assembly for an interactive session with the House Committee on Appropriation. The government officials are expected to defend their respective 2024 budget estimates before the Abubakar Bichi-led committee and clarify its strategies to generate sufficient revenue to fund the 2024 budget. In sports, the Nigerian Olympics Committee, NOC, is worried that poor finances are affecting National Sports Federation's preparations for next year's African Game and Paris 2024 Olympics. NOC Media Officer Tony Nezianya said that the poor economic situation in the country has put the federations under pressure as they strive to give their athletes adequate training and exposure to excel at the international events next year. Nezianya said that the body is seeking ways of ensuring that Nigerian athletes get the required training to excel in the international events, adding that it is exploring every means possible to help the federations. The 2024 African Games will hold from March 8 to March 2023 in Accra, Ghana, while in Paris 2024. Olympics will run from July 26 to August 11, 2024. And for more updates on sports, let's now join Sharon Ajay.
Being overtaken temporarily by Doma United, Remo Stars remain top of the table in the 2023-2024 Nigerian Premier Football League with a 2-0 victory over Kwara United during a matchday 13 game in Ikenne on Sunday. Off the back of an impressive run of 4 games without a losing and conceding, Daniel Ogunmodede's side began the game on the front foot, and it took them only 25 minutes to get the opening goal courtesy of Adams Olamilekan. Former Kwara United forward Samad Kadri was at the end of a cutbar from Seun Ogunribide to slot home the second and also his second goal for his new club. Moving away from football, running kits and number bibs distribution for the 2023 ECOWAS Abuja International Marathon will begin on Wednesday, December 13, 2023, at the food court behind Eagle Square, Federal Secretariat, Abuja. Registered and intending participants are encouraged to come to Eagle Square to collect their running kits, number bibs, and goodie bags, with the half marathon starting in front of ECOWAS Secretariat, while the 5-kilometer fun race will start at Banex Plaza. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
And that's it on Global TV News Cycle. Don't forget we're on Star Times Channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.